A little over a month ago, I had a Technics SH8025 Equalizer come in, and it was making, I think it was humming on one channel. Anyway, we determined that one of the op amps was bad, and I've since found a replacement. I had to order this in. It came from all the way around the other side of the planet, as we say, the other side of the pond. It took about a month to get here. Here it is. Let's fix it. I received this package in the mail today from Little Diode on Kingston Road in the United Kingdom. And that can only mean one thing. The part that I have been waiting for has arrived. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I know. I mean, Dave over at EEV Blog uses a giant knife, and I use a little scalpel. Open up the package. Got a packing slip in here? No, I guess the part is inside here. And where is my package? Ah, look what I received. I received a TA75559S. And that means one thing and one thing only. I'll be able to finish off the Technics SH8025 graphic equalizer. It had one dead channel. So let's do it. I should note that I ordered this on August 24th, and it's now September 27th. So it took just a little over a month to get here from the UK. And of course, I'm watching my micro-sized TV while I work on this thing. So if you guys remember from the last video on this, I left the defective one out. And it's just a simple matter of just putting the new IC in, soldering it in place, and testing it. And then this one will be ready to go back into service. So I'm just removing the last few screws so that I can remove the actual amplifier board. All the screws out. The unit pulls apart like this. And be sure we follow all static sensitive component procedures. In other words, I'm grounding myself out to the chassis on this unit before I remove the IC. And I'm keeping one hand at all times on the chassis while I'm holding the component, so I'm maintaining ground potential so that there's no chance of any electrostatic discharge. The new IC, and it's an original one too. It's a Toshiba. Bend a couple pins over to hold it in place. Grab some lead-free solder. It actually might be lead-free solder. At this point, I don't know. New IC is soldered in place. Replace the screws to hold the board in place. Surprised I'm even doing this today. As you can see the time, 7:50 at night. I had a real fun day today at work. It was just another typical day but it was a very long day. I started my day at 8 in the morning, and I didn't get done till 6:30 at night. And I didn't get a coffee break or lunch break. It was just one of those days where just nothing was going as planned. And you know the saying, when the customer tries to help, it's usually a disaster. I got a customer telling me, "Oh yeah, this wall here goes right through from my mechanical room. This wall goes right through into my garage, so you know we can run the fiber up here. We can just run it. You can just drill a hole through the wall here and just run it right into the garage, and we'll run the fiber around the garage because I don't want to see anything on the outside of the house. Everything's got to be concealed. Don't mind having it running around the ceiling inside my garage, but I don't want to see it on the outside of the house." Okay, that's fine. The mechanical room didn't go into the garage as he thought. It went into a closet. So now we have to run the fiber through a closet to get to where we needed to go. It was a gong show. Gong show is the best way to describe it. It's like, well, I'm saying to him, I think there's something. You got another room. You got a void here in the wall. It just doesn't look right. You know, just looking at it, I could tell that things weren't. Just looking at the distance, it didn't look right, and well, I was right. And then it turned out to be not only that was there a closet in the way, but there was a 24-inch void between the back. The closet wasn't a problem because it was just a storage closet. So go across the ceiling in the closet as well. But there was about a 20-inch void from the closet to the garage. So yeah, that was fun. Long bit to fish through the void and pull a string back with the bit, and then use that to pull. That was a big job. Okay, this thing's ready to test. I've got my music source here. We'll plug this thing into line input, and we'll plug the output here into my amplifier. Oh, it's already working. It's already have sound. Oh, it's not on yet. Equalization's not on. Now it is. Sounds like that works. Left channel, right channel. Yep. Equalizers were always a mystery to me as to why people felt they needed them. Because, you know, if you have a good system with a good amplifier and good speakers, equalization is generally unnecessary. Case in point, the system that I have set up in my living room. It is, it's a tube amp. I've showed you guys a picture of it before. I got a little 40 watt per channel tube amp into a pair of SA7000s or SB7000s. Technics, big monstrosities, 14-inch woofer. It's a phase linear type design, and I run no equalization, just run it flat, and it sounds fantastic. I guess if you've got crappy speakers and not a really good system, EQ will maybe help you improve the sound a bit, but myself, I've never run EQ. I never really had the need to it because I've always had fairly good speakers and fairly good system. But saying that, you can usually make mediocre speakers sound a little bit better. A little bit of noisier. Thing with equalizers is that in order to set these things up correctly, you need a pink noise generator and a spectrum analyzer so that you can set your microphone up at in your listening location where you're going to sit and run your pink noise and look at the spectrum on a spectrum analyzer, and then you can tweak your equalizer to adjust the frequency response of your speakers to your room. That's the proper way to do it. If you don't have that, well, sure, you can dial it in by ear, but what sounds good to one person might sound like absolute shite to the next person. So, since I've avoided equalizers, I don't have bass and treble controls or anything on my amp. I have an input selector, a power button, and a volume control, and that's the way I've always had it, and that's the way I like it. But to each his own. This equalizer now is back in service, and it goes back to its owner, and I'm sure that he will find something to use it for, or he'll sell it to the next person that's looking for it. Anyway, that's repairing the equalizer. You guys saw part 1 when I diagnosed that chip. If you haven't seen it, go back and look up part 1 to this one, where I show how I came about determining the chip was bad and how I tested it, because say this one was just a simple replacement of it to show it's now working. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you again in the next one real soon.